Hi everybody, it's your friend Dan, Daniel Hutchins. We're going to be knocking out one more video for this moment. Yes, we're going to knock out one more video for this moment of time. Right here on Friday, January 24th of 2025. It is officially 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States of America. Yes, 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States of America. Yes, one of Arrowverse. Yes, the Arrowverse. We've talked about it many times over on Hutchins Hut. You don't remember? Go and watch the old stuff and then come back. If not, you can stick around. One of the Arrowverse. Yes, the Arrowverse. And their best crossovers has quietly destroyed the DC television universe. The Arrowverse is an expressive television universe of the DC Comics created by Greg Berlanti, Mark Guggenheim, and Andrew Kreisberg. The franchise aired from 2012 to 2014. Again, what are we going to be talking about? Well, again, the Arrowverse. And again, given that it only lasted until last year, the Arrowverse is a pinnacle of time, including multiple crossovers from the DC stories, the DC comic book stories, and films waving in, lasting in longer than the controversial DC Extended Universe. However, the universe does not last forever, sadly, because it ended last year. So, after over a decade of the air, the Arrowverse came to an end last year with Superman and Lois finale. Most fans are wondering, what was the end in rather sudden? Well, yeah, sort of, but there's more reason to it. The end of the TV universe came 4 years after the success of Crisis on Infinite Earths, the crossover event. The Arrowverse ended what basically came from a long stretch of time. Yes, a long stretch of time. Even if audiences don't realize that, despite the popularity of it, waning in quality as more time goes forward, strangely enough, it seems that everybody just wanted to go a different direction. Well, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. The Crisis on Earth X is basically the turning point and pinnacle of the Arrowverse. The Arrowverse started the decline after this one major crossover, the Crisis on Earth X. Okay, the Crisis on Earth X. In case your name is Patrick Starr and you live under a rock and you don't watch Arrowverse, the Crisis on Earth X is an event that happened in the Arrowverse from 2017 to 2018, which was around some of the worst areas of my life. Did I tell you? Yes, one of the worst areas of my life, including episodes of Arrow, The Flash, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl. This four-part series depicted the heroes of the Arrowverse culminating together to celebrate the Barry Allen and Iris West and their wedding, only to get interrupted by invasions of Earth X. Hence, the story Crisis on Earth X. The wrong side has won the lore of World War II. Also, there was a villainous variant of Supergirl, known as Overgirl. There's an evil version of Arrow, known as Dark Arrow. And yeah, it was really messed up. Earth X evades Earth 1, putting the heroes in the backtrend. The crossover several alternate universe counterparts from famous Arrowverse characters, and plays with endless possibilities of the multiverse. Okay, the score on IMDb, Part 1, 8.5, Arrow, 8.5, Flash, 8.5, Legends, 8.5. Okay, so I don't know why, but okay. At the end of the epic four-part crossover, the Arrowverse heroes come together to defeat Overgirl and her minions, making the fine moment on their team. Crisis on Earth X is basically the biggest crossover that happened of Arrowverse at that time from 2017 and 2020. No, 2017 to 2018. Yes, 2017 to 2018. Only been outmatched this by Crisis on Infinite Earths. That happened 1 year before the Crisis on Earth X. In the moment of time, the Arrowverse became a universe bigger than a film, the DC EU, which ended in 2023. Okay, I talked about it. The television universe brought together such characters like the Green Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Firestorm, Killer Frost, Atom, White Canary, Steel, Mr. Terrific, and more, all in a crossover that outmatches anything DC's live films have ever done. This was by far the Arrowverse's finest moment, and also one of the last moments, while also living the glory days, and time before pandemic struck. Also, marking turn in the franchise that runs to its inevitable demise. Alright, so, the Arrowverse over time. How does it decline after 2017? Well, I can tell you. The Arrow, from 2012 to 2020, 7.5. The Flash, 2014, 2023, 7.5. Supergirl, 2015, 2021, 6.5. Legends of Tomorrow, 2016, 2022, 6.5. Black Lightning, 2018 to 2021, 6.5. Batwoman, 2019 to 2022, 3.5. And Superman and Lois, 2021 to 2024, 7.5. So that is the Arrowverse right there, my friends. The Arrowverse had stopped expanding after Crisis on Earth X. Why did DC TV keep adding new shows that aren't part of the Arrowverse? Well, I can tell you. The Crisis on Earth X might have been the golden age of the Arrowverse, surprisingly begins the reign out of time that follows. In 2018, things were shooken up as the high for the future of DC television. Only then was it dashed to die in excruciating slow death, and by 2018, the Arrowverse is a massive franchise consisting of 4 series. In that time, the Arrowverse inexplicably stopped expanding. Black Lightning only appeared in 2018, and was the 5th installment in Arrowverse, especially given that, it was very short-lived, and they canceled it. That same year, the original DC Universe launched. In contrast to that of the James Gunn universe, of that same name, the DC Universe is meant to be a TV universe, gathering the grittier series like Titans and Doom Patrol. Those shows were excluded of Arrowverse, and they took place on separate places. Swamp Thing and Stargirl were the same way, 2019 and 2020 respectively. Although the Arrowverse got a 5th installment in Batwoman, which is the lowest show of all time, it actually did not do good. Other shows like Naomi, Watchmen, and Gotham Knights also took place outside of the Arrowverse. And by COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, DC has demonstrated a reluctance to expand more. However, much to their avail, DC relied on the original 4 series of the Arrowverse to drive the franchise forward. However, the problem comes later that follows. DC has refused to expand the franchise with new shows. Therefore, the Arrowverse started to decline. They declined in quality after COVID-19, being mostly to blame, and although Arrow had its up and down, the flagship series was delivered a worthwhile finale in 2020. However, everything started to hit rock bottom, and everything was lower quality. The Flash was largely considered to be the highest quality show of the Arrowverse. Ran 3 seasons after pandemic, each of them getting worse and worse and worse. And Supergirl harped on her own melodrama with very terrible storylines for another year, and then after the pandemic, that concluded. Legends of Tomorrow struggled, and bordered on cancellation. It had an unsatisfied finale, and CW had pulled the plug. Batwoman never recovered. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Only had 3 seasons. Only ended in 2022. The Arrowverse was nothing. Okay. Live shows after 2018 that aren't in the Arrowverse. Black Lightning, 2018, 2021, 6.5. Krypton, 2018, 2019, 6.5. Titans, 2018, 2023, 7.5. Doom Patrol, 2019, 2023, 7.5. Swamp Thing, 2019, 7.5. Pennyworth, the Alfred Pennyworth story, 2019 to 2022, 7.5. Watchmen, 2019, 8.5. Stargirl, 2020 to 2022, 7.5. Superman Lois, 2021, 2024, 7.5. Naomi, 2022, 4.5. And Gotham Knights, 2023, 5.5. Okay, so those are all the directions of DC television universe. DC's unwise decision to bank the original shows does not pan out in the long run. In fact, the Arrowverse obviously does not plan to have series like Flash and Supergirl lose their followers so quickly. However, it boosted their ego and confidence and fresh faces and new stories. Only that they only had a backup plan, but the backup plan had failed. The Arrowverse was left to no recourse at all, and the franchise incorporated new shows like Black Lightning and Naomi, and they sucked. Both of them sucked. And again, those were swiftly canceled, lickety-fucking split. And anytime the Arrowverse had a chance to expand with a new series, they botched it. And now, the compounded success of Superman Lois retcons no longer part of the Arrowverse after their 2nd season. How fucked that is. While the Arrowverse seems to be in the height of Crisis on Earth X in 2018, audiences have no fucking clue what the franchise would already be dead only years after. In retrospect, the Arrowverse decline happened after 2018. And like I said, DC and CW continuously ignored fans and expanded the franchise with new shows and characters that nobody gives a fuck about, and yet Summerly again says otherwise. Ignored by dying franchises and desperately needed a fucking lifeline. Crisis on Infinite Earths was Arrowverse's last chance. Last chance! Despite diminishing in quality, the Crisis on Infinite Earths was the last chance. Although a marked negative turn to the franchise, Crisis on Earth X was not the last one. No, wasn't. Beginning the Flash of 2014, and Arrowverse were building up the Crisis on Infinite Earths. This crossover happened in 2019 with 5 parts, and was the best representation of any comic book television storyline ever. The event tied all 5 Arrowverse shows together in heroes, combining their togetherness to stop the Anti-Monitor from destroying reality of itself. Crisis on Infinite Earths included cameos from all the other shows that should have been part of the Arrowverse from the beginning, while also included Brandon Routh Superman from Superman Returns and Ezra Miller Flash from the DCEU. The event also had other cameos from other DC legends like Mark Wolfman, who wrote the original story, and Burt Ward's Robin, and a new Kevin Conroy version of Batman. What the? Again, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Part 1, Supergirl, 8.5. Part 2, Batwoman, 7.5. Part 3, Flash, 8.5. Part 4, Arrow, 8.5. Part 5, Legend of Tomorrow, 8.5. Alright, even though recent series of the Arrowverse series has severely declined in quality, Crisis on Infinite Earths was basically the end game. Because we're in the end game, my friends! So then, however, the crossover does not mark the end, but it was. Alas, it's the end! It's the end! It's the end! The unceremonious, underwhelming conclusion, while also not enough to save the franchise. Crisis on Infinite Earths was the endgame of everything of the DCCW. The Arrowverse could easily have been saved if the creators of DC Television worked to capitalize the series based on Crisis on Earth X. Unfortunately, DC and CW let the show and the universe to the ground. They drove it to the fucking ground. And now Crisis on Infinite Earths lives up to the hype that it does. Makes the start of the franchise rather than the last hurrah in the soon comes end. Okay, what's your thought? Do you think Arrowverse would have been saved if people actually knew what the fuck they were doing? Let us know.
No nigga gonna steal hamburgers from me. Doctor Strange wants to fuck Spider-Girl's ass. Does he want to help? Yes, I think he wants to slap that ass. For the Republic! For the Republic! We are the Clone Wars heroes! I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. Stop being a fucking idiot! I'm Donald J. Trump, and I am trying to ask for forgiveness. Please! Knock, knock, motherfucker. Knock, knock. Anybody there? Grim Reaper here. I'm gonna knock you out. You all sound like idiots. Yes, you do. And it's true. Yes, it's true. You sound like idiots. Donald Trump for president. 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 I want to ask you, Trade Federation, do you want to trade for my big sexy ass? I didn't think so, because you're probably hard right now. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? I don't even know who the fuck you is. Luigi, motherfucker! Luigi, motherfucker! Hashtag not my Spider-Man. Hashtag not my Spider-Man. Hashtag not my Spider-Man. Hashtag not my Spider-Man. Hashtag not my Spider-Man.